Hey, I'm happy to announce that my book, Unlearn, is now available for pre-order. You can pre-order it at humblethepoet.com/unlearn and win a chance to hang out with me. I got 10 years to fill a stadium, but only 2 minutes to fill your cranium. Humble the Poet, signing in. Yeah, man, I've had girls break my heart. I've had friends break my heart. In the girl department, I've probably had 3 major heartbreaks where I needed time, and then probably a dozen mini heartbreaks where I was just like, oh, that sucks, and I felt bad for myself for a day. Yeah, it sucks. I know people watching this are probably going through heartbreaks. It's very tough to get through, but there's a million songs on the radio about heartbreak. There's a million poems being written about heartbreak. So the first thing you got to realize is you're not alone when your heart is broken. I would go as far as saying heartbreaks are essential.
So when you got your heart broken, how did you get over it?
I think the only way people get over heartbreak is time. And then just a question of how are you spending that time as you heal. It's like you break a leg. If you break a leg, there's not much you can do to speed up the healing, but there's a lot you can do to slow down the healing. And it's the same thing with the heartbreak. So probably in the beginning when I was heartbroken and a girl dumped me and she didn't want to talk to me no more, I might have wasted a month trying to reconnect with her, and that was delaying the healing or making it even worse. So I think how we spend that time is probably the bigger question versus how to get over a heartbreak. So many people reach out to me for some magical sentence or magical words to just instantly get them over their heartbreak, and that's not how it works. It's an injury like anything else, and injuries only heal with time and healthy decisions.
What do you think causes relationships to fail?
And I mentioned this before, I think all relationships depend on priorities, and if priorities don't line up in a relationship, whether it's romantic, family, work, or anything else, then definitely the relationship's going to suffer. Not only does a mismatch of priorities lead to challenges in a relationship, priorities change. One day you wake up and certain things are important to you, and in 2 years from now a completely different set of things are important, and that's why people drift apart, and I think that's okay.
Do you believe in the idea of a soulmate?
I do not believe in the idea of a soulmate. It doesn't make any sense to me mathematically. Are there people that we definitely get along with better than others? 1,000%. Are there people whose priorities line up with ours better? 1,000%. Are there people that just feel like a perfect fit? Yeah, 1,000%. If you're lucky enough to be somewhere and meet this person, then make the most of that experience. But the idea of there being only one person on this planet for you, that sounds very daunting, because what if they're on the other side of the planet? And how do you know they were born at the exact same time as you, and who keeps track of all this? So I think that it is possible for us to have healthy relationships with most people that we come across. All we have to do is pay attention to who we are, pay attention to who other people are through their actions, not their words, and see if your guys' priorities line up. I do know a lot of very successful couples who would never come across as soulmates, but they put in all the necessary work to make that relationship work.
What's something people can do to increase their success in their relationships?
One thing people can do to increase their success in their relationships, not just romantic, but even their work relationships and every other relationship, is treat it like it's brand new. A lot of people put their best foot forward in a relationship and then they slowly kind of reveal who they are later. I would advocate for you to be yourself from the jump. Being yourself and figuring out your most authentic self as early as possible is a great way to have healthier relationships with other people. I think that's very important. Constantly putting in the effort. A lot of us have this mindset that we work for something and then it goes into autopilot and then we can just coast and live happily ever after. That doesn't work for relationships. That doesn't work for anything. You have to be excited to deal with the challenges. You have to be excited to put in the work. And if you can treat every day like it's your first day together, then you'll probably be a lot happier, more excited, and more energized in the relationship.
Do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
I personally have not celebrated Valentine's Day for a very long time. I don't think even in relationships, when I was in relationships, that I ever celebrate Valentine's Day. Just probably because I know it's kind of a made-up holiday. You're declaring to somebody that you love them through how much you spend.
What's the best way to show people that you care about them?
I think the key word in that is to show. The best way to show people you care about them is to show that you care about them and not say it. Let your actions do the talking. I think the currency that you can measure love in is definitely sacrifice, but when you love somebody, it doesn't feel like sacrifice. And I think that's something everybody can relate to, even if it's not romantic. Think about your family members, think about kids you've taken care of. You don't keep track and keep tally of how much time, energy, and love you spend on them. It doesn't feel like you're sacrificing anything because you're excited to spend it on them.
How do people learn to love themselves?
Everything that you've ever done towards other people that you love is the best way that you can love yourself. I read a book and it said it's a lot easier to make sure a family member takes all their medication than it is for you to take your own medication. And a lot of the reasons is that you love somebody, you feel like they're worth the effort. And then when we look at ourselves, we're like, well, it doesn't really matter, you're not as important. So I think the best way to love ourselves is to pay attention to how we love other people and then ask ourselves, are we giving that same level of energy, time, effort, and attention inwards as well?
A lot of people cry about being single on Valentine's Day. What do you want to say to them?
It's a day, get over it. It's a lame ass day, get over it. What I say is make yourself your Valentine. Spoil yourself that day. Anything that you would have done for somebody else, do it for yourself. Spend that extra money on yourself. Buy those dumbass roses for yourself. Do whatever you need to do to pamper yourself. The most important relationship we will always have is the one with ourselves. So use Valentine's Day as a wonderful opportunity to do some self-care. When you're in a position organically to be in a relationship with somebody, ensure that they're so happy 365 days a year that they don't really care about one special day. So you don't have to waste your money buying dumb shit. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the bell, turn on the notifications so you know when my videos drop. My book Unlearn is now available. humblethepoet.com/unlearn. Pre-order and win a chance to hang out with me. Share this video with people that you care about and people that you don't. Much love.